What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Hendog, back with another video. We back with a back-to-back dub? Question mark? The Arizona Cardinals, for the first time since 2021, have back-to-back wins? Really? They beat the Miami Dolphins. Yes, the Arizona Cardinals beat the Miami Dolphins, not the Tyler Huntley Miami Dolphins, not the Skylar Thompson Miami Dolphins. Arizona Cardinals beat Tua Tagovailoa, starting quarterback, and the Miami Dolphins 28-27. And I don't even know where to start here. Literally, I will say right now, I am not saying that Tua has been playing all year, so he was in midseason form. The Miami Dolphins were just, hey, Tua was in there throwing missiles and stuff like that. But Tua, for his first game back in 4 games or so after the concussion, looked good. He looked a tiny bit rusty. There were some, there were some hospital balls in there where Tua probably could have had like 2 or 3 picks in that game. But, overall, he looked good other than missing a couple of deep shots to Waddle and Tyreek. But what I was worried about as a Cardinals fan was the run game. Mostert healthy, Achane healthy, Jalen Wright, stud, the rookie that they drafted, Alec Ingold, bleeding the play and how they're good. It's kind of like the Cardinals, their line isn't, great pass-wise, but they can sure run the football. And hey, Achane fantasy owner right here. But, I just saw the way Achane was able to run, Mostert, how they're able to do like these trick plays, how they got Mostert out in space, Jalen Wright in space, Tyreek, and Jonnu Smith pulling out the old, his early days looking like from Tennessee, looking like a stud. I honestly, at one point, I thought the Cardinals were staring down an L. And the offense kept coming back. This was a game where Kyler had to put the team on his back. James Conner wasn't doing anything on the ground. The line was struggling to even get him a hole to run through in the first place. But when he did have one, James Conner looked a little off. He didn't hit him as fast as he does, and he did miss a couple holes that he usually hits. And he did say after the game that he did miss a couple of those. And hey, I'm not gonna get on James Conner. He's gonna be one of the last players I'll get on this team, even if they didn't even win this game. James Conner is one of the last guys you would get on. But they didn't get, so Kyler had to put the team on his back. And Maserati Marv, ain't no smart car Marv. We brought the Maserati with us to Miami, to Hard Rock Stadium, and boy did that Maserati purr. That man we were criticizing him a week ago about looking, catching these balls, and I knew I was going to get hit, so that's why I dropped it. From that week to now, that man literally caught everything. Him and Kyler, I know he's a rookie. Where was this all year? Where was this a week ago when the Chargers were down their top 4 corners? Where was this against Washington when Washington, has a decent defense, but they can be got at, Where was this? But I'm not going to, it's better than late than never. I hope they can build on this, but wow, what a game by Maserati Marv. 3 huge catches, 2 really huge catches, one on the 2nd and 15 where Kyler threw, an insane ball, but essentially between 3 defenders where Marv cut right inside, knew he was going to get hit. Like he did last week against the Chargers. He knew he was going to get hit, looked it in, took the hit, first down, to the sideline, diving catch. They say incomplete. Then they review and go, oh, wait, he caught it. That's a catch. So that's another, and then, woo. As a Cardinals fan, dealing with Jalen Ramsey for two times out of the year when he played for the Rams and stuff like that. And obviously, perennial great cornerback in the NFL for a long time, with the Jags, the Rams, Dolphins. The way Maserati just burnt him for that touchdown was insane. And to hear that play was drawn up mainly by the quarterback's coach. Okay, I'm sorry. This is kind of like the Cliff Kingsbury Kyler Murray game, where Kyler Murray was calling plays and he had more. They're comparing points to Cliff Kingsbury called drives and Kyler Murray called drives. And Kyler Murray had more points than Cliff Kingsbury did in the game calling plays. I mean, are we serious? Like, it takes another coach to come up with plays like this. You tell me Drew Petzing, who's supposed to be like this offensive mind guru, needed help to come up with that. Anyways, there's still frustrating layers about this because this offense could be really good, like we saw. I mean, the run game wasn't good, but we saw Kyler put the team on his back, throwing for, what was it, like 300 yards, I think? It was, 307 yards. I think it was his first time in like 4 years doing that. I mean, he doesn't need to do that every game, but this offense has the ability for Kyler to throw for 300 yards. I mean, Trey McBride got involved. The top two receivers were Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. And then Michael Wilson caught a touchdown. Greg Dortch got a little bit involved. I mean, it was a great display in the passing game. And the defense, they gave up 27 points, but they could have given up more. Or they could have given up less if they kind of were more on it at the beginning of the game. Miami had 2 fumbles that the Cardinals were just a second late to get on. You know, there's these little things like the defense is the bend don't break. That Miami, even though Tua was out, he was in. He looked good. Tyreek Hill was playing. Jalen Waddle was playing. Like I said, that run game was humming for the Dolphins. They were physical, especially when they got towards that goal line. I mean, Mostert was getting in. Achane, the pass screenplay. I mean, they had the talent to beat us. But like in the post game, another player right here, baby. Number 3, Budda Baker. Hopefully we don't trade him. Hopefully we extend him. In this post-game locker room, he's talking about how, where we wins on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays at practice. That's true. Because while this team doesn't have all the, say they don't have the Tyreek Hill, they don't have Jalen Ramsey, they don't have Calais Campbell, which they fucking need to. They need to trade for, I'm going to get to that at the end of the video. But they don't have these kind of players. So what do they need to do? How do they win these games? They out-prepare. They focus on the details more. They're more sound. They win the turnover battles. Kyler Murray I think he's only thrown like 2 or 3 interceptions on the year. He's been great with the ball. They haven't allowed a sack. The little things that matter is how you win these games. If you don't have, Mike McDaniel, or you don't have an Achane or a Tyreek Hill or a Waddle, on defense with Ramsey and Clay, you got to win with schemes, creative plays, being able to get these chunk yards, and then, hey, special teams. I mean, you got to win all 3 phases, right? Chad frickin' Ryland, huh? I mean, Bill Belichick. I mean, this dude's looking like this dude's gonna get a job somewhere else. I mean, it's one of those things as a Cardinals fan you got to look at. He's hot. I mean, the kicker's really hot right now. But the problem is that we got a Hall of Fame kicker who's also been hot since we signed him, coming in Matt Prater. So it's like, what do we do there? But I can guarantee you that it's going to be tough because Chad's on a roll. I mean, that 57-yarder he drilled, game winner, pretty much right down the middle. It's, hey, who knew we were going to have a kicker competition, right? Because we have a Hall of Famer, but we're going to have a kicker competition. But I bet at the end of the day, Matt Prater will win. Chad Ryland will get cut. But he's played good enough to get on another team. We were told he's one of the worst kickers in NFL last year, and he got cut by New England, by Bill Belichick. How does that look? In a league where kickers, I feel like, cut like every 2 weeks or so. Chad's going to get picked up. But thank you, Chad, for coming in clutch these last few games. And, man, I mean, hey, without you, we're not atop of the NFC West right now. But, now, looking forward, Monti Ossenfort, the Ozempic Steve Keim, get off your ass and do something. Please. Like, Josh Uche, as I'm recording this, just got traded to the Chiefs for a fucking 6th rounder. They're in the AFC. I know the Patriots are not competing, but you're telling me, I bet you the Patriots probably want to trade him out of the AFC so he didn't have to play him down the line if the Chiefs extend him, right? They probably want to trade him to the NFC. Monty, you're telling me, bro, we ain't got a 6th round pick to trade. I mean, bro, this pass rush sucks. I mean, I was watching the Chargers game last week, and Justin Herbert could pitch a fucking tent, light some s'mores, and watch the Duck game with all the time he had, but he had no wide receivers to throw to. Yeah, we got a sack or two on Herbert. Cool, wow. But it was like our first couple sacks of the season. Like, literally, we need pass rush help. Literally, Jonathan Gannon is playing with scraps right now, and Nick Rawless defensively. Injuries, young players are playing because of injuries. I mean, the free agency has been really underwhelming that you've done with Sean Murphy, Bunting, Bilal Nichols, and Justin Jones. Okay, how about you rectify that? Because Jonathan Gannon says, through all that shit, we're still atop the NFC West. Seattle's second now, but prior to that, they already made 2 trades to bolster their defense. Monti, fuck the New England way. Like, that was not built on the... Yes, cool. That was Bill Belichick and Tom fucking Brady. That wasn't the GM wheeling, dealing, looking at how they did over that dynasty period. No. Trade the fucking... You told me we're going to use a 6th-round pick for Josh Uche. Please. Like, wake up and do something, man. Because we literally, all things considered, I mean, when you think about this, especially from a Cards perspective, it's been up like this through like 2 weeks, especially after the Commanders game. I was like, oh my God, like, are we going to even make what's going on here? I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. We now have a chance to make the playoffs. Beginning the season, built up hype. You literally go into the Bills. Looked really good the first half. Lost in the second half. But you kind of look a little positive there. Go in, home opener of the season against the Rams. You beat the Rams, right? Next week, you play the Lions. Close game, but you kind of got dominated. So, you lose that game. But that's okay. That's fucking Detroit Lions. And then the week after that, you got... What was it? The Commanders. Sorry, the Commanders and the Niners got mixed in there. The Commanders just freaking destroy us. So we come off back-to-back losses at home. One to a really good team. One to a team that's kind of like the Houston Texans that surprised us. I mean, the Hail Mary they just had and everything. Yeah, that Commanders. It's the Commanders' year this year, it looks like. Literally, just Jaden Daniels just ran all over us. Offense looked like crap against a mediocre defense. We were down. We somehow go to San Francisco and beat the Niners. Okay, we're up again. We're 2-0 in the division against 2 opponents that have had our number for years. Take a step back and we lose at Green Bay. Just get demolished. Offense doesn't look in sync. They look out of it. Marv looks out of it. Then we go at home. Must-win game against the Chargers. We win with the game-winning field goal, Chad Ryland. Going a little high. And then now we're really high because we just beat the Miami Dolphins. We're 4-4 and we're top of the NFC West. So please, Monti, now that we're here, do something. Or you're no better than Steve Keim if you're just going to sit on your ass and do nothing. I'm sorry. Because at least Steve Keim knew when to make... Because if the team was good, he would make moves. The only thing I'd give credit for Steve Keim for is that he was a gunslinger with trades. And I appreciated that. Because at least while in his mind, he thought he was adding to the team, he was improving the team. First round pick from Hollywood Brown, probably not the greatest idea. You know what I'm saying? But the D-Hop trade at the time was great. He looked at it. Because he looked at the team with J.J. Watt on a good run. Get Kyler a good wide receiver. It was just, please. If Steve Keim can do it, you can do it, Monti. Please, don't let us down. Or the away fans taking over State Farm Stadium are going to be rightfully so. Because if you're going to put in minimal effort, then maybe the fans are just going to put in minimal effort. So you can't ask any more from us if you don't put the effort in to make our organization good. Why should we come up and watch your shit? Anyways, thank you all for tuning in this video. Back-to-back dubs. Feelings can't be any higher. Next week at home against the Bears. So that's, speaking of away crowds taking over, Bears fans are going to be in dubs there. So nothing you knew about that. But thank you all for tuning in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, especially Cardinals fans. Go Cards. I hope you guys have enjoyed the win. Please let me know how y'all feel. Other NFL fans, how are your teams doing? Let me know what you think in the NFL season so far. And please don't forget to drop a like and hit the subscribe button on my YouTube. I really appreciate the support and everything that you guys have done. I love you all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.